Working with Stephan was awesome. You know, got the call, hey, do you want to be a paid driver on the AEM team? And it was unexpected, and I'd heard of Stephan, didn't know him, and it was a great opportunity. It turned out to be better than I ever would have imagined. You know, he's incredibly straightforward. He does things right the first time, which can be hard to find, especially in a growing grassroots type motorsport. And so we really gelled, and through just being smart about car builds and smart about driving the car, won the championship back-to-back with our first car, and then built this crazy Scion with the NASCAR motor. And that was actually a spectacular car and had a good thread at the championship with that car as well. But I think he's really continued his success just by maintaining his throughput of building reliable machines and coming at it in a scientific, technical way.
So the interesting thing with Steph is that he has such a storied history in motorsports, right? But the motorsport history that he has is contained to our industry, right? It's import drag racing, it's drifting, his own program, and then being a team owner. And if you know Steph, he's an incredible fabricator, he's an incredible engine builder, he surrounds himself with the right people, and he knows how to win. He knows how to put the ingredients together that really make a successful team. So whether it's Tanner Faust, or now with Frederick Osbo and Toyota coming together, the ingredients have some similarities. Drivers are both top-notch, programs are incredible, and Steph has really been able to be one of those guys that can bring cohesion together to all the aspects of the program that really make a championship-level team.
So this is our engine building room. And this is where it's basically a clean room that we can measure all of the engine components, do all of the assembly. And what's great about having that here is we can build the whole engine here in the shop and wheel it out and match up with the whole car that we fabricated on the other side of the shop. So within one building here at Papadakis Racing, we can build everything from the fabrication of the car all the way to the engine. So over here, we've got a few of our trophies from the years. A couple of my favorites are definitely the Waltleys. And also, of course, the big Formula Drift Championship Cups. This is a power shear that takes big pieces of sheet metal and it chops it into smaller pieces. We also have a box brake here that bends sheet metal. So that's what you'd use to build metal panels and stuff like that. We have a big fixture table so we can mount stuff up on this fixture table with a bunch of cool like brackets and stuff and tooling, so we can basically fixture things up that we might design on the computer, and then we can fabricate them here on this table. Right now we're not building any cars. Right now it's race season, so everything is set up for preparation and maintenance for the season. My name is Stephan Papadakis. I've been doing drifting for probably 15 years now. Have I been doing drifting for 15 years? My background is drag racing. Broke a lot of records, front wheel drive and rear wheel drive. And I wanted to do something a little bit different than drag and thought that drift would be something interesting. So built an old Nissan 240SX and went out there and tried to learn how to drive the drift cars. After 3 years of Tanner running the 350Z and then me running basically the B car, we started working with Scion. And Scion was a big program because we converted the front wheel drive to rear wheel drive, we ran a NASCAR engine, and it required so much of my time developing the whole car for Tanner, so I decided to retire from drift driving and just focus completely on the whole team aspect and building of the car and the team for Tanner to do well. You know, as I retired from driving and really focused on the team and developing these cars, that's been a major goal, is to be able to do things that are kind of hard to do. And we love building cars, especially cars that, you know, might be considered an underdog. A front wheel drive converted to rear wheel drive, 4-cylinder turbocharged, you know, competing against 6 and 8 cylinder engines. So being able to do sort of both, this front wheel drive converted car and then also still running a 4-cylinder engine and be able to be competitive, win events, and also win a championship has been a giant accomplishment for myself and the team. So winning the 3 championships, 2 with Tanner and then 1 with Osbo, is huge for the team. And those are definitely, you know, big moments within our accomplishments. but those two drivers were destined to be champions, I think, anyway. We were fortunate to, bring them onto the team and work together, when they became available. And Formula Drift has gotten to the point to where you can have great drivers, but if they're not in a great car, it's hard to win and really hard to be in a championship position. There's also a lot of good cars out there, but if there's not a championship level driver, it doesn't matter how good the car is. The biggest accomplishment, I think, for me and for the team is to be able to, work with drivers that are on such a high skill level, and then be able to deliver them tools that they can use, the tool being the car, that can bring them to a championship. Being on a race team, running a race team, being a driver for a race team is this huge range of emotions, from obviously the ultimate highs of winning to the lows of, losing. And it could be a broken car, it could be a crashed car, it could be, somebody left a bolt loose. And without those highs and lows, you don't have that dynamic life and be able to feel, both the big range and spectrum of emotion. And I think that's what's so great about motorsports and the drift and everything that we do. It always keeps you on your toes. When we initially build a car, we'll build it so we know it'll drift and we know it'll make enough horsepower. But as we start developing it, we want to make sure that it's exactly what the driver wants to feel, and it's the tool that he can use to go out there and win events. So throughout the year, throughout the season, we'll continue to progress in suspension design, gearing for the transmission, and even tire pressures and stuff like that, so it's really comfortable for the driver when he's driving it. I think what keeps me going in the drift space and continuing to build, these cars is always having the challenge. We've got these challenging cars, Corolla's front-wheel drive, converting him to rear-wheel drive. We've got the 4-cylinder engine that's, a little bit of a disadvantage at first, and turning those, what you'd think might be a disadvantage, and being able to go out and win, and that challenge is, I think, what keeps me and the rest of the guys on the team going. So this year, we want to win the championship, and this year we don't have any excuses. We're coming back with a known chassis that we have shown that we've had good results. Put up or shut up. Just do it this year.